this weekend. What are the expectations for the men and then women? What are expectations?
Expectations for the men are to compete well. I mean, I would hope that we're one of the best two teams in the conference. Stony Brook has had a really, really good season. So, we just hope that, we can close the gap a little bit and see what happens, if we're there. And that's what we were trying to do last year. And a couple things fell our way and we were able to win a championship. But they've run exceedingly well, and they obviously have to be the favorites, going into this weekend. The coaches there and the athletes there have done a great job. So hopefully, we can come out and compete well this weekend and see what happens, Saturday morning.
When we talk about a cross-country race, it's not about an individual, it's about a team. Do you feel we're ready to have 5 guys have a good day on the same day?
Well, we certainly did that at Paul Short, and we didn't do that at the other 2 meets that we ran all of our good guys at for various reasons. We had a couple guys sick, at both places and had some other unfortunate circumstances at pre-nationals, but it wasn't anything physical, as far as their training goes or anything. So, I think we'll be ready to go this weekend, and there's not many times that our men's team hasn't come to any of the championships, whether it's cross, indoor, or outdoor, and competed really well and put a great effort out there. So I would expect nothing different from them this time.
We have felt, I think, all along that this team may be deeper than last year's team, which was a championship team. If indeed it's deeper, then what becomes the key? Just finding it on one day?
Yeah, and the other problem with that is Stony Brook's a deeper and better team than last year too. So, really with the 2 teams, it's just become a great rivalry where you're trying to up each other. And I don't think there's a time in the history of America East that you've had, 2 schools 3 or 4 years in a row that are amongst the 5 or 6 best teams in the region. So it's really been us pushing them pushing us. We're better than a year ago, but so is Stony Brook. So, on that day, we obviously need 5 to 7 guys to run really well, in order to make it a good race with them.
This year, Kyle Cloutier's come along, getting better with each and every week. We know certainly what Ben Drezick brings to it. Derek Holmes, Chris Alfond, after missing a year, seems to be rounding into shape, getting better and better. To me, I feel like you have the potential for any one of those 4 to have a big game, maybe any one of the 3 or maybe 4, go out and win it.
Yeah, I mean, we have 4 guys that can certainly finish in the top 6 in the race, on any given day, the top 6 or 7 in the race. Certainly if we can do that all on the same day, we've got a good shot. It's going to be fun to watch, on Saturday, because I know they're going to come out, Stony Brook's going to come out ready to compete, we're going to come out ready to compete, and UNH and Vermont have had excellent years on the men's side as well. So there's 4 pretty good teams out there, and it should be a lot of fun.
Is there one thing that becomes key, whether it's weather conditions or one individual, or?
I think for us it's having a good team race like we did at Paul Short. Having, like you said, having 5 to 7 guys run really well, on that same day. And if we can do that, then we're going to be right where we hope to be.
Do we know much about the course? Is it a challenging course?
It doesn't look like a challenging course. We actually watched the video of the course today. It doesn't look like a challenging course. The only thing that looks challenging is there are a lot of turns on the course, which can slow a course down. It doesn't look like there's any big hills or anything like that, and the footing looks pretty good. Whenever the course gets a little technical, you can't carry your speed quite as well as you can, at other times.
On the women's side, what are the expectations?
I don't know. The women have had, a very up and down season. When we decided to redshirt, our 1st and 5th kids, you knew right then. And then we've had a couple of, hiccups along the way, whether it was Jenna not quite being healthy all season and Nicole not being healthy. And we ended up redshirting one of our freshmen as well. So it's been a topsy-turvy season as far as health goes and who's on the roster. This will be the first time that all 10 of our top runners are in one race. So it'll really be interesting to see kind of how they gel and how they compete against each other. We have a lot of middle distance girls, on the squad. So it'll be interesting to see how they've kind of held up during the season. And, we're really young on that team. We return everybody back but Nicole, a year from now. So it's not the same teams we had, the last couple of years where, we were second and third, and so it'll be interesting to see kind of how they all gel as a team on Saturday.
Watching it, it feels as though it's been one of those years where if it weren't for bad luck, there would have been no luck at all.
Yeah.
Whether it's injuries, and as you say, people redshirting, Nicole getting injured during the off season, Emily's been fighting it.
Yep.
Olivia, so on and so forth. I mean, you go right down the roster, and it's as if no one's been healthy. So what's it come down to Saturday? You try to kind of catch lightning in a bottle?
Yeah, we're trying to catch lightning in a bottle a little bit and hold it. I think this is the healthiest we've been all season, and it's been very strange stuff. It's not overuse injuries or anything like that. It's been odd injuries that you wouldn't normally associate with cross country runners, whether it's rolling your ankle, like Olivia, or having a cold, or it's been a lot of weird little things that hasn't necessarily been the kind of things that you would expect distance runners to be injured with. I think there's a lot of talent in this group. So whenever you have a lot of talent and you put it out there, anything can happen on any particular day. But certainly if we finish in the top half of the standings on Saturday, I think not only is that a great cap off to at least our conference season, but I think it sets us up really well for a year and two from now, which is really, when this year started, obviously we wanted to compete well this year, but we knew we were a year or two away from having, a really good team again.
It's just the first time that we've had all 10 in the same race. And part of that's been that some are not experienced at this distance. Now we're going 6K.
Yep.
You feel like, okay, they're ready now?
Yeah. I think Izzy's as ready as she's been. I think Juliana's ready now. Julia will give it a shot. This will only be her third cross country race of her life, and same with Juliana. So it's a different feel when you have kids. When we had Catherine and Allie Wood and Marissa, who had been through the battles. But then I got to remember back then when they were a freshman when we were at Maine, and I think we were 7th or 6th that year, and how they grew. And certainly we have a little mixed bag now where we do have some older kids like Nicole and Emily that have been through the battles. But sometimes as a coach, you got to remember you remember the kids when they were at their best. Sometimes you don't remember them when they were still growing and kind of getting into it. So, and that's one thing that I have to keep in perspective is making sure that I'm not unrealistic with what they are right now, but also give them the expectations of what we really think they're going to be in a year or two.